The day totally got away from me. I had such a beautiful day actually. Catching up with a friend and her little bubba. I just feel like spending time with babies or small children just really puts life into perspective. Sometimes I feel like because I spend a lot of time alone and on my phone and on social media, it can give me kind of like a distorted view of reality because I feel like I'm very insular and in my head, and I'm probably coming up with all sorts of scenarios that either don't exist or I just know too much about things, and then it freaks me out because I'm like, oh my God, I know that person said this and they did that. And then I go into this whole vortex internally, and it's not necessarily a healthy thing to do. So, yes, I'm feeling very zen, very content, very happy. Today was a pretty chaotic day. This morning I woke up and I was in like a very angry mood. I feel like sometimes these waves of anger really hit me, and it's to do with recovering from psychosis and the mistreatment that I felt that I experienced and the injustice in how people who spend time in a psychiatric ward are treated. It's just such a horrific thing to go through. I mean, it's not exactly like what it's like in the movies where people are in straitjackets, or like at least not in my case, but it still is very traumatic to go through for various reasons, depending on, you know, people's circumstances and why they end up in there. I have done a lot of healing around what I've been through already. You know, it has been years, but truthfully, I still feel like I'm still recovering because I had 2 episodes in 2025. So yeah, it's coming up to almost a year since I had my 2nd episode. My 3rd episode was in, I think it was in like September. So yeah, actually this time last year I was at a health retreat, and oh my gosh, that was like the biggest mind fuck of my life. And I'm still absolutely furious at the staff, and I will be doing a review video of them for you to make your own discernment around if you are considering doing any sort of personal health, personal development, or self-improvement course. I think they have quite a strong reputation currently, specifically with elite sports people, because I think their background is to do with maybe like AFL or sporting clubs, I don't really know. But yeah, I feel like they are very convinced that they have the blueprint of how to be successful and joyful and, I don't know, become the god of life. But it didn't work for me. And I did give them feedback, and they basically blew me off and told me that I could leave if I didn't want to abide by their rules. Yet, potentially in hindsight, it might have been a big wake-up call for them that just because your blueprint might work for some people, being open-minded to constructive feedback and humbling your own ego is often actually going to propel you forward in business, in life, in your relationships, and kind of in all areas of life. I do feel like humility is a really important part of life, and really allowing yourself to be humbled, even if it is by a woman, even if it's by someone who's quite young. I feel like I've been really mistreated, especially by men in my life. And you know, some people might project and say, oh, you just have daddy issues. But truthfully, I love my dad. My brother's awesome too. Like, I don't have an issue with some men. I feel like my grandpa, who has passed away now, I feel like he's a beautiful, like a guardian angel for me. I definitely feel supported by him. He was such a gentleman, and I feel like he truly was the embodiment of the kind of men that I want in my life. People who are strong, protective, but also very gentle and kind. Yet a lot of the men that I have dealt with, whether it was in the lead up to psychosis, during psychosis, being in a psychiatric ward, after the psychiatric ward, being at this health retreat, unfortunately I just constantly felt let down. And it wasn't from a lack of me expressing my needs, but I just was never met with understanding or someone who could genuinely hold space for me as a powerful woman is what I would declare to the universe. I know I am very powerful. I know my heart is huge and I have a huge amount of love, but I also take absolutely no bullshit. I am very firm in my beliefs, my standards, my expectations of how humans treat each other. And yes, if you scroll on my Instagram page, there's a lot of hissy fits and me going absolutely apeshit at people. But truthfully, if you follow the thread back, I believe, from my perspective, that I have never initiated any of the bullshit that I have been dragged into. I know that I have a good heart and I have been put through the absolute ringer. A mentor recently told me that he thought that I wasn't sincere, and I challenged him on that, and I said, well, actually, I feel like I'm very sincere, but I feel like I would describe myself as this delicate flower that has always had pure intentions and has been trampled by life over and over and over again. I truly believe that some people have never wanted to see me succeed, thrived at laughing in my face, behind my back, and thinking it was almost humorous to see me be put in a psychiatric ward 3 times. And some of you might be thinking, like, that is so messed up. Like, how could someone be so evil and cruel? Yeah, this is exactly the problem with the world at the moment. How can we treat women, children, men, anybody in our lives so cruelly, and then expect them to be able to offer the same level of love, kindness, and compassion back to us? This has been a really difficult lesson for me, and it's something that still is unraveling for me. You know, I really don't think that I'm at a state of unconditional love for the whole planet, but I do feel like ultimately that is the goal of life, at least how I feel. And I've mentioned this before, that, you know, perhaps that's not the goal of life for everybody. Maybe not everybody is meant to achieve a state of unconditional love, or feeling a sense that they can truly love and forgive everyone in their lives and just be living from this state of pure love, divine love. And for me, what that translates to is being one with God. You're being your most authentic expression, who you are on a soul level. It's your true self. It's not the facade that your ego presents to the world. I know my ego is very dramatic, very expressive, and that can be fun. You know, it can be fun to play characters, play roles. I think I do an excellent job at playing angels and devils, to be honest. But I know that, like, my soul is just like very pure, very gentle, like just like a delicate little flower. And I feel like I've actually been very shy to express this part of me. I feel like the only person who really has seen this part of me is one of my incredible mentors, who is a beautiful, beautiful soul called Indava, which I believe, I'm not sure if it's Sanskrit or a different language or whatever, translates to blue lotus. And, you know, lotus or lotus flower is representative of enlightenment. And I had no idea that I would cross paths with this man. Oh my gosh, this makes me emotional even thinking about it. Yeah. Like, I feel like I have so much gratitude. I didn't even know another human could just be so gentle, so present. And he literally had the most profound impact on me. And yeah, I'm forever grateful to him. Yeah. I think it's really important to be able to, like, acknowledge the people who truly support you and encourage you on your journey. And he used to tell me, like, you are a walking miracle. And I just sat there like, I literally don't know what you mean. And now I actually get it. And I just feel like it makes me cry so much, because, yeah, I just can't believe I'm even still alive, to be honest, after everything I've gone through. And I know that, yeah, I just know in my heart that I'm going to be able to support and encourage other people who feel completely abused by life, feel like they don't belong, and just have like such sensitive and tender hearts. Yeah, Indigo is just such a wise old soul. I think he's like in his 90s, and it honestly felt like I was just almost sitting in like the presence of like a grandfather, like just this, like, pretty sure he's enlightened for sure, like he never would say that because he's just so humble, but he was one of like OSHO's right-hand mans. They used to run retreats together, and there was like posters of OSHO everywhere in there. So I just felt like this, it was almost like this transmission going from like OSHO to Indigo to me. And yeah, I think very highly of OSHO, and I think, you know, he was such a gift to the world in challenging people's beliefs, helping people shift their consciousness, becoming aware of their true nature, becoming aware of the duality of life. And something that has always stuck with me that Indiva had said to me, he said, like, existence wants you to celebrate life. And now I feel like it just feels like, I don't know if it's like my mission in life, but just to help other people see and recognize truly that life is a gift. Even if you go through like the most horrific things in life, it is for a reason. And you know, if you're struggling at the moment in life and you just feel like, well, it couldn't get worse than this, like this is hell. If you are truly at your rock bottom and you are literally like, I don't want to wake up tomorrow, I get it. I've been there a few times in my life, and I just want to be that like little whisper in your ear, that little earth angel, whatever you need me to be, to remind you that life wants you to be here. You have beautiful gifts. Your sensitivity is a gift. And yeah, I hope that you choose to stay. And I hope that you choose to hang on to those like glimmers. Like, what kind of glimmer can you find in your life in this moment? Something that you can be genuinely grateful for. It can be as simple as just like appreciating a flower or the sunset or a song that you hear. Sometimes it just takes that tiny little switch in us to shift from seeing everything as completely doom and gloom, completely depressed, completely stuck in our traumas, to just slightly turning and acknowledging that, oh, there is some beauty in life. Maybe there is a little magic. Maybe life actually can get better. And I just feel like, I hope to inspire you on your journey, and I truly believe in you. I know that life is worth living, and I hope that you choose to carry on, to stay the course, and allow yourself to heal through your deepest traumas. I promise you that, yeah, from my experience and the mental state and the like emotional state and even the energetic state that I feel like I'm in now, yeah, I just feel like I'm in a state of just complete awe for life, very surrendered state, and it's just beautiful. It's very peaceful, and yeah, that is your true state as well.